In today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 bad habits that can develop in every homeschool. Grab your cup of coffee and let's chat. Hi, my name is Becky and welcome to our Russell's Loving Life YouTube channel. I'm a homeschooling mom of 2 and I have been homeschooling since 2012. Here on this channel, I talk about homeschooling, homemaking, and everything in between. We also have a blog, which is russellslovinglife.com. There, I give you tips and tricks and things that I have learned through my years of homeschooling. If you are new to this channel, please consider subscribing and clicking that little bell notification down at the bottom. And if you're a returning Russell fam, we are so glad you are back. In today's video, I'm going to share with you 5 habits or 5 things that you do not need to start doing in your homeschool where they will become a bad habit. So, I've got my cup of coffee right here and let's get to talking. Okay, tip number 1 is do not rush. Now, this is a big one that I had started and I realized it and then I just backed out of it drastically. I was so focused on us getting done by a certain time that we would rush through a subject. And that's when I realized we had to have a routine. I can't do a schedule. I'm not going to homeschool from this time to this time and then we have to be done at this time. I'm not doing that. It was bad. And when you rush, you get irritated, your kids get irritated, and it is not good for anybody. So that is the number 1 important bad habit not to do or thing not to do in your homeschool is to rush. Now, I'm not saying that you've just got to take your time and take 2 hours to do whatever subject. Just keep your children or child on track and just do the subject. Follow the instructions, do what you need to do, answer the questions and work through it, but don't stand there or sit there and say, okay, come on, we gotta go, we gotta get done, we gotta hurry. Don't do that. Please, it is not a good thing at all. Tip number 2 is one I had trouble with, but it is do not mimic a public or private school. This one was really hard for me because I went to a public school. And through all of my years, I thought this is what school had to look like. I thought we had to sit down at 8 o'clock and we had to do school until 3. And I thought we had to do these subjects certain ways, or we had to do this way or that way, or just like we were taught in school. And you don't. You're homeschooling for a reason. So in our homeschool, we are focused on our book work, but we're laid back about it. If the kids want to go sit on the couch and read their books, I let them go read their books. If they want to sit on the floor and do the math, that's fine. If they want to stand up at the table and do their math or reading or whatever it is, I'm not going to make them just sit at a desk or a table and say, okay, here, your book work, do it. Here's copy work, here's this, here's all of this. You don't have to. You are homeschooling. You get to make the rules. You get to make the decisions. As long as you follow your homeschool state laws, you get to pick the rest of it. And if you're having questions about your homeschool state laws, go to the Homeschool Legal Defense Association. I will leave their link down in the bottom. I think I talk about them in almost every single video, but they are an amazing resource. And if you have a high schooler or one fixing to go into high school, make sure to check them out as well. But when you homeschool, you do it your way and what is best for your family. Please do not get in the habit of trying to mimic a public or private school. The third bad habit is do not make it boring. Now, we know bookwork is all about sitting there reading, doing workbook pages. That's going to be boring, but you can try to make it as fun as possible. Let them use their favorite pencil, let them sit in their favorite place, those type things. But if you have an opportunity to do a Fun Friday, I'll leave a video up here of some things we do for Fun Fridays, where you can do arts, crafts, music, field trips, go outside, take nature walks, those type things is what I mean by don't make it boring, where it's just all about the bookwork. It's not all about that. Watch a documentary on TV. Do a fun read aloud, funny read aloud, where the kids giggle or those type things. But homeschooling doesn't have to be boring, and it doesn't have to take a lot of work on the parents' part to make it fun. I mean, kids come to the table or wherever you're doing your homeschool and they're in a bad mood, then start acting crazy. I know it sounds weird. Make them laugh. Whatever you have to do to make them laugh, and it's going to make a total change in their attitude. And I have noticed that as well. If I think happy thoughts and silly things, I'm in a better mood. So I try to make it fun and not boring, because that is a bad habit that it can come to, because you're going to sit them down at the table and you're like, here, we got to do all this work and let's just rush through it and get it done, and then you can go do whatever you want to do. Don't start that habit. Number 4 is you don't have to have every curriculum out there. Now, I know we all want what is best for our children, and we want them to have the best curriculum out there that fits them, but you do not have to buy every curriculum or every shiny new curriculum that comes out. There are so many amazing curriculums out there. I use my Father's World and a few others, and I will leave our homeschool curriculum playlist down in the description box, but those are the ones that work for us. So I know every year there seems like there's a new curriculum coming out, a new something coming out. It's bright, shiny, it's new. Let's try this. Don't fall into that habit of, I've got to have the latest and greatest. If you are using a curriculum and it is working for your family, stay with that curriculum. If it's not working, then try something else. But you don't have to buy every single curriculum out there. There are so many free options. I will leave a link up here in the iCard to some free resources that you can use if you want that. But don't develop that habit of, oh, here's a brand new curriculum. I've got to get it and we got to try it. We've never used it before, but we're going to try it. Don't do that, because it may or may not work for your family. So that's just a bad habit that a lot of new homeschooling mamas fall into, is they think they've got to have the latest and greatest. So don't start that habit. And finally, number 5, the last habit is do not compare yourself, your child, or your homeschool to anyone else. I say this a lot in my videos for homeschooling tips, because it is a bad habit to start. It is a bad thing to do. Weather's changing in spring here in the South. It is a bad habit to start. You don't want to do that, because your homeschool, your child, and you are not like anyone else. Y'all are all different. Your teaching style, their learning style, your home situation is different from everyone's. You may have special needs. You may have someone that learns something super fast. You may have someone that learns something a little slower. And that's okay, because you are homeschooling. Just because it works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And if it works for you, doesn't mean that it's going to work for me. It may. There's incidents where that happens. But just know that never compare yourself, because that is a rabbit hole you do not want to go down, because it is not good. I know we all do it at some point in our homeschool journey. I've done it, but I've had to realize that I'm not like them. And I'm not saying that that's a good thing or a bad thing. I'm just saying that when it comes to comparing yourself or your child or your homeschool, that is not good. Just because Johnny over here is rocking at something and your child over here is a little behind them, that's okay. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't know how many times I can say that. Y'all, this is a big thing with me, that on this channel, in my blog, I want to support and encourage you as much as possible. So that's why I think I say this one a lot in the videos, is that every homeschool is totally different. So don't start down that rabbit hole of where you're comparing yourself, your child, or your homeschool, because it's not going to be very productive for you or your child or your homeschool. So please don't develop that bad habit. I hope this video has helped you to see some 5 things not to do in your homeschool. If you have any questions, please drop them down in the comments below. I am here to answer any question you have. If I don't know the answer, I will go find it from another homeschooling mama. That's what we do. We are here to support and encourage each other in our homeschooling journeys, because they are all different, and that is okay. As always, remember to be kind, be careful, be considerate, and have a great day. Bye.